So how's it going, ladies and gents, and welcome back to the channel. Today guys, we are doing YugiOh news and we are going to talk about the new ban list that's going to be coming out this 28th of February. Now this ban list has a lot of somewhat band-aid fixes or nerf to the new runic archetype. Regardless, we are going to talk about some of the cards, including the ones for the runic, and hopefully this will be a little bit better in the near future. Right off the bat, we have here right in front of you the ban list that's going to be, like I said, 28th of February. That will be the date it will be implemented. So first card that's going to be unlimited is the Gen X Ally Birdman. Now this card is good for the FTK with the help of the Cockroach Knight and the level 4 monster that can actually bounce monster from the graveyard to the top of the deck. So it's basically an FTK deck that revolves around burning your opponent by 600 with the help of those 3 monsters, including the Gen X Ally Birdman. Now with regards to the Ally Birdman FTK or loop, it's not going to be favorable at the moment for Master Duel because in the current meta nowadays, we are at this point on the hand trap meta. So basically, since sprites came out, a ton of hand traps has been added to most of the decks recently, and getting a copy of Gen X Ally Birdman alongside the 2 monsters that you need to combo it off for the FTK. But like I said, as of now, it's really hard to see through this kind of gameplay for an FTK during this current meta. So that is the Gen X Ally Birdman, 2 to 3 copies. That's really interesting. Next, we have Thunder Dragon Roar. Now, I don't think this is by far relevant. It is not irrelevant as well, because I think Thunder Dragons is still one of the best rogue decks there is. Of course, your Titan and your Colossus is not banned, by the way, and having this to 3 copies, it will give the deck a little bit more consistency in bringing out their other Thunder Dragon monsters from the deck to your hand. Next up, we have Orcus Harp Horror. So in regards to the 2 copies of Orcus Harp Horror to 3 copies now, I think we're still mimicking the ban list for the OCG. So I think this is, am I right? Yeah, we're mimicking the ban list for the OCG. So from 2 copies in OCG a while back, I think I already tackled this way back. So we're copying their ban list out, and now Harp Horror is now to 3 copies at best. Now, what was the recent one we have that we the Galatia monster or Galatia monster that came to 2 copies now. So that's basically it. A really good consistency for the Orcus deck or for the Orcus archetype. So that is the unlimited cards. Then we have the semi-limited. Oh, right off the bat, we have Runic Destruction from 3 to 2 copies. Now, like I said earlier, and some of the people who have actually commented on the community post that I did earlier, this is not actually a nerf in a sense, but just a band-aid patch or a band-aid update towards the runics. And by God, they are correct actually, because by far the Runic Destruction to 2 copies, or even some of the runic cards to 2 copies, I'll just showcase the other 3 runic cards there is. So Runic Freezing Curses, Slumber, and the Destruction has been semi-limited to 2 copies. It's not going to be a problem for the runic archetype, since they are paired mostly with the Sprite engine or the Sprite archetype. And by far, when Sprite came out, Runics alongside it skyrocketed the deck to 20. How much was it for the rating nowadays? Let's see. Now it's down to 29.2, but yeah, before it was 32 point something. Even branded way back when it was introduced with the new supports for the Mirror J, the Lubellion monsters, and even the branded fusion, it was the highest it got for a rating was around 18 or 19 point something. But by far, when Sprites came out and it was paired with Runics, skyrocketed itself up to 32 points. And like I said, it's not going to be a problem for Runics, since they're just going to run a ton of floodgates by far, and having to pair it with the Sprites. And as long as that field spell, which is a UR, it's not going to be semi-limited or limited by far by Konami. So this card is not semi-limited or limited in the OCG or TCG, so that means we won't actually mimic that kind of ban list here in the Master Duel. For the Runic Destruction, the Freezing Curses, and the Slumber, it is still rampant in the OCG and TCG because the sprites were actually targeted for the ban list, not the runics so far. But as of now, we are gonna settle with the 2 copies of Destruction, Freezing Curses, and the Slumber, which is yeah, like I said, and other people actually agreed to it. It's just a Band 8 patch. It's not really gonna be. It's not gonna be significant that much. But yeah, those are the runic cards that is semi-limited. So the next one is somewhat of a treat for the DPE or for the hero fanatics out there. So Fusion Destiny is from limited to 2 copies on the coming update. So this card right here was actually pre-banned during its release. Kind of like the starter nowadays. So this is back to 2 copies now, and hopefully, I'm not sure if Dasher is going to be unbanned, but yeah, that's going to be a hopeful thinking for most of the players nowadays. But yeah, Fusion Destiny 2 is a really good sign that a DPE can be seen in most of the ranks nowadays. But yeah, hopefully that's still a hoping thing to do. So that is the series semi-limited cards. Let's move towards the limited ones. So the only limited card that we have is actually the Amano Iwato, and this card was actually abused by the runic decks nowadays, or even way back when the runics was actually introduced in Master Duel. So monsters cannot activate their effects except spirit monsters, so that's one of the problems right there. That's a really toxic effect. And once per turn, it can be bounced back to your hand or to their hand if ever summoned to the field. That's a really bad card. It's kind of like a Dark Ruler no more. Just summon to the field and then you can play off your card effects. It's really broken. And good, this card is now down to 1 copy at best. It's really hard to pull this off if ever they're gonna run this card in a deck. So anyways, those are the cards by far. I think, yeah, those are the full changes for the upcoming ban list. Tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. And are you happy that the Runic Destruction, the Slumber, and the Curses are semi-limited? But I'm pretty sure most of your comments are gonna be, oh, this is gonna be a Band 8 patch. This is irrelevant. It's not gonna be a problem for Runic players. But yeah, but I'm really happy that the Fusion Destiny is up to 2 copies nowadays. So actually, I think I'm gonna play this in most of my decks. And then, yeah, tell me your thoughts, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Keep safe, good luck. If you like this kind of content, subscribe, and I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow. Bye-bye.